Friendship, shalom, and greetings to you all. Now, I hope you all had a great Canada Day and 4th of July. It's always so great to celebrate freedom, and not just in July or late March, early April when Passover, the festival of freedom, comes around. Celebrate your ability to be free any and all the time. Let's hope that one day everyone, everywhere, can experience the exhilaration of free choice. And freedom comes in many fashions. And of course, we're reading about the first mass exodus of people in search of freedom. But it doesn't take a mass exodus. It simply takes each individual. This journey of the wilderness generation that we've been reading about is both a mass journey on the way to a promised land and an individual journey, like the one each of us is on. And on that journey, we spend time with people and we move away from them, we meet them again. It's a journey together, yet apart. It's a group, but it's individual. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. So think about the people who come and go in your life. How you treat them, how you want to be treated, because we all meet again. Part of my path to the rabbinate was less focused on knowledge, of the individual laws by heart, most of which I do know. It was more about the intent behind the law, the ritual, the prayers, because intent drives everything. The meaning of that great nebulous of spirit that everybody seeks in one form or another. And to do that, I studied some of the great atheistic writers, along with scholars people do not associate with religious thought, in addition to great religious scholars and commentators. The greatest freedom is the individual freedom of thought that each of you has, that each of you can pursue, examine, question, interpret, review, revisit. Don't just do. And one of my favorite writers and thinkers was Sigmund Freud, who wrote the most brilliant treatise on Moses and this concept of one God, way ahead of its time. It was called Moses and Monotheism. And if he weren't the father of psychiatry, it might have been taken a lot more seriously, but it fit with his study of the mind, the group mind, the individual mind. And one of his other brilliant books was Group Psychology and the Analysis of the Ego, in which he studied the group mentality and what happens to us. He said only rarely and under certain exceptional conditions is individual psychology in a position to disregard the relations of the individual to others. In the individual's mental life, someone else is invariably involved. Individual psychology is at the same time social psychology. Group psychology is therefore concerned with the individual man as a member of a race, of a nation, of a caste, of a profession, of an institution, or as a component part of a crowd of people who've been organized into a group at some particular time for some definite purpose. Now, some of this was original, and some of this was an extension of Gustave Le Bon's work, who had said that whoever be the individuals that compose it, however like or unlike be their mode of life, their occupations, their character or intelligence, the fact they've been transformed into a group puts them in possession of a sort of collective mind, which makes them feel, think, and act in a manner quite different from that in which each individual of them would feel, think, and act were he in a state of isolation. Friends, the collective mind creates a sense of invincible power, kind of like the genie in Aladdin, and provides anonymity and irresponsibility, and accordingly takes intelligence away from intelligent people. And as part of the group, they're in a waking state of hypnosis. Now, Freud's great warning was that in the mob, the group, we lose our individual sense of right and wrong. We follow the group think. 2 of the 10 plagues this wilderness generation lived through dealt with the danger and damage of, and accordingly provided warnings against swarms. And swarms of people are mobs. And the mob mentality is a dangerous mentality. We have seen the damage it wields and has throughout history. And now I fear that social media has become the new mob, provides anonymity and stokes passion. Beware of falling into mob mentality. In the past 3,500 years, it has always been there, and it looks like it always will be. The mob does not encourage freedom of thought. This group of people, this wilderness generation, was part of this group mob mentality. But we all seek freedom of thought when we come together. And we don't come together as a mob. We come together as a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love any and all love. As a community, a chavurah, fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness. Compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. Even though together we are individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her own way. So once again, please do go ahead, invite everybody you know. Physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you can, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. It's all we can do is carry forward our faith and our belief. It's a part of our Kavanah. It's your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Let's take some time now and let's send some of that goodwill, some light and some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. Floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. Think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam. Healing of the world. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. We will not complete the job. It's ongoing. Always has been. But we have to do our individual part. Each person contributing what they can. And part of that healing is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody in your mind. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all pray for Lucy's dad, Cosimo. For Mark and Lindsay. For Ethel. For Kay. For Dave. Connie and Ken. For Adrian and Frank. For Jim. For Maddie. For Kevin. For Anne. Sherry and Sky. For the builder. For Aurelia and Rose and Rosemary. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, the goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit never dies. Avotenu Bakor Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Baruch, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as he has healed before. Misha Baruch, may he who blessed, because all healing's a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now we observe this microcosm of human nature in this wilderness generation and their journey. But now as the book of Numbers comes to a close, we're camped on the Jordan. And friends, we have kind of reached the end of the line. Well, it's all right, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's all right, if you live the life you please. Well, it's all right, doing the best that you can. Well, it's all right, as long as you think lend a hand. Don't have to be ashamed of the car I drive into the line. Just glad to be here, happy to be alive in the line. It don't matter if you're by my side in the line. I'm satisfied. We all reach the end of the line. We all need a helping hand. Ask for one, offer one. Now, we might be at the end of the journey, but we're at the beginning of a very important month. This is the first of Av, the 11th month of the year. And as I alluded to last time, there are two dates coming to be aware of. First is Tish B'Av, the 9th of Av, the 9/11 of Jewish history. But instead of the 11th day of the 9th month, it's the 9th day of the 11th month. It's considered the worst day of the year. And here's some of the things that occurred on this day. The spies that we recently read about, who weren't really spies, and who doomed the wilderness generation to death, returned with their bad report. On this date, both temples were destroyed. In 1290, the Jews were expelled from England, and in 1492, the Jews were banished from Spain. In addition, on this date, both world wars began. It's a pretty tough day. We're going to talk a little bit more about it next week. And it's followed, like I said, a week later by the 15th of Av, the day of the Festival of Love. This roller coaster of human emotions in a week, despair to bliss. It is a reminder that, like when we eat the moror at Passover, the bitter herbs, we survive bitterness and we end up tasting the sweetness of life. Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life, my friends, because there always is a bright side. And this week, there's a rush to finish by putting all kinds of things in these two little parts as we read Mattot and Masei, Tribes and Journeys. But there's some special things I want you to notice as you read these. Yes, they're quick and they go by, but it's amazing how you will continue to see morals, ethics, and decency permeate the laws. You're going to see them everywhere. And we're immediately led into a discussion about vows. Numbers 31. Should a man take a vow or make an oath to the Lord to take upon himself a binding pledge, he shall not profane his word. What that means is if you swear to God, you better uphold what you say. Vows are sacred. We treat them lightly, but they are palpable things to these people, and they should be to us. They have weight, they have gravitas. Watch what you say. Promises made must be promises kept. The promises of our lives end up affecting all of our relationships. I don't care if you never come home. I don't mind if you just keep on rolling away on a distant sea. 'Cause I don't love you, you don't love me. I got a problem. Can you relate? I got a woman. Call and love hate. We made a vow. We'd always be friends. How can we know that promises end? Promises, they are sacred commitments. They are your sacred commitments. Treat them as such. Don't just treat them as words. Your life will change when you do that. But it then pivots to be about women and their vows. It says that if a woman makes a vow, her father or husband will be bound by it. We see that women do not have the full independence or rights that took decades, no, eons, to attain, and which they still seem to be fighting for. Equal, how difficult is it? Then there's something very disturbing that occurs here. It's known as the Midianite War. Why is it disturbing? Well, there was no reason for it, and it was ruthless. How many wars have been there that there's never a reason for, and that are ruthless? Have we learned nothing throughout history? And we search for reasons, for excuses, for acceptance, because this just doesn't make sense. Numbers 31:1. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, wreak the vengeance of the Israelites against the Midianites. Afterward you shall be gathered to your kin. So God says to Moses, go kill everybody, and then you're going to die. And they arrayed against Midian as the Lord had charged Moses, and they killed every male. Okay, did you hear that? They killed every male. Who does that? But wait, there's more. And the Israelites took the Midianite women captive and their little ones and all their cattle and all their livestock and all their wealth they plundered and all their towns and their places of settlement and all their encampments they burned to the ground. They took all the booty and all the spoil, both human and beast. And Moses said to them, you have let every female live, and now kill every male among the little ones and every woman who has known a man in lying with a male. Kill. So we have this situation where Moses is upset because the army hasn't killed everybody. Male children and any female who's had sex have to now be killed. Who are these people? What lessons are we teaching? Do we not condemn this kind of behavior? This is one of those strange parts of the Bible that doesn't seem to fit. Many commentators have also puzzled over the fact that Moses, whose own wife is Midianite, should now show such unwieldiness towards the Midianite population. We look for justification in what we know is wrong. We just condemned Balak for his irrational fear that the newly freed slaves who came from Egypt seeking a home are going to overturn and overrun Moab, and he seeks to have them cursed. We demonize the Pharaoh from Moses' birth who ordered all male babies killed. Here we have a new enemy who are not even involved in any crime. Even great Torah commentators like Rashi wonder why the Moabites, who were the ones who engaged Balaam to curse Israel, isn't even mentioned. Moses' command to perpetrate this general massacre, excluding only virgin females, is blood-curdling. And the attempts of the interpreters, traditional and modern, to explain it invariably leads to strained apologetics. The practice of massacring most or all of a conquered population was widespread in the ancient Near East, and history tells us that. But it doesn't make it right. If we substituted Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, Ivan the Terrible, you would have revulsion. But it's Moses and God, your God, the God. No. That's not the God of all, not God the Creator. So here we are. Kill all the males, male children and women who've had sex. Keep everything else as booty. This is the danger of the mob. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred, so is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, fear, send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all. Please do learn to love, learn to forgive. Open your hearts, honor the relationships of your life, and tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey, because we take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intention. Use them to imprint the will on the universe, because we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge that you know everything that's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, with accountability, with vulnerability. And you have to learn to forgive people And you have to be compassionate in life, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings, and it does bring peace. So never stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. These people are moving towards their promised land. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year, and may you nurture kindness and love everywhere that you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Let's make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. Bless others and bless yourself, and love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and what it means to you. And never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, we learn together, and we help each other, because we are, each of us, simply trying to find love and acceptance and support in our lives. And we all have, or could have, that special someone in our lives. So find them and tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Continue to ask why. Continue to honor and elevate the souls and spirits of those who came before. At the end of the long chain of wilderness stories that began back in Exodus, as the Israelites are poised to cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, we get a grand recapitulation of the whole narrative in the form of an itinerary, all the way stations in the wilderness march, the march each of us undertakes, and we each have our own recap that we can do of the narrative of our lives. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Keep sharing the light. Practice forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself. Continue to spread a little goodwill to the world, and continue to be the miracle in someone's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.